This is a 1 mile loop. If you haven't heard of this challenge before, I need to run this loop once every hour on the hour until I've run it 26 times, which makes a marathon. My goal is to maintain a fast enough pace to have the total running time be less than 4 hours. So let's run the first mile. Cool, 1 minute to start. Start my first mile. I was sick early on in the week. Still kind of am now. It's the head cold. The fact that I am sick will come into play later on, but let's get the first mile going. 3, 2, 1, let's go. You know, on paper, a mile doesn't seem that long. And when you're running it, it seems way longer. And then after you finish running it, you're like, oh, that wasn't so long. Something's actually going on with the GPS. For some reason, for the first mile, my watch didn't connect properly with the GPS and said I ran 2.1 kilometers instead of 1.6. But that was only an issue for the first mile. Said my average pace was 3:45. Not at all. I did a 2.1 kilometer run in that first one. Wasn't really. It's 1.6. So that's alright. First mile done. The next couple of miles went by pretty easily. Then just before mile 4, a good friend of mine showed up. Oh, look who it is.
It's a mile an hour.
Hey mate.
Not mile an hour? Yeah, it is mile an hour.
Yeah, it is mile an hour, yeah.
Very nice.
This is Connor. He and I have run many miles together. He came by for a bit to show his support. There we go.
You beauty.
It's good getting some different perspective.
Get some nice
cinematic
shots like...
Yeah.
Alrighty team. What is this, mile 4?
Yeah, man.
4 of 26.
That's
Feel
just...
very bad for you.
Yeah, like... It doesn't seem like that much either. You think 26 laps of this or a mile, like... But... It's quite long.
Its toll.
It's quite long.
Alright, you keep going. I'll catch you on the other side.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going past me. This way. It's gonna be record pace, I reckon.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's it. Mile 4. Good. Sub 8 mile pace. 7:58.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Good.
How do you think you're gonna last
Oh, I won't be able to maintain those.
over the next 26 hours?
I honestly reckon later on tonight, sort of 3 a.m, I'll be doing 6:30s. I'll be crawling, I reckon.
Yeah.
I don't know how likely it is I'll get the sub 4 overall.
It's a goal.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So far I'm giving myself lots of leeway
Yeah.
with these paces, so. Oh, okay, it's getting close for the next one. What is it, mile 5? And I can already feel it starting to get quite cold. It's meant to drop down to about 0 degrees Celsius overnight. So I'm definitely going to be running in gloves for some of those. And I'm actually just keen to get out and run this one because I'm cold right now. Just in my house. I'll start warming up my house later on. But yeah, what is it? 4:53. Okay, I mean I've got a bit of time to chill. There we go. I'm kind of excited to be doing some late night runs at like 2, 3 a.m. It'll be cold, but it'll be an adventure. 5 done. By this point, I hadn't eaten anything yet, and I was hungry.
Peanut butter.
After this point, the sun went down and it was just darkness. Oh, I cannot believe it. It is already, well, not already, it's only 6 p.m. I've done 5 miles, about to do my 6th out of 26, and I already don't feel like doing it. So dark outside. I know I've just got to keep making that decision to come out here and run it each hour. Just get through the door. Maybe what I like least about this challenge so far is not the running. I love running. What I don't like about it is that I've got about 50 minutes in between each run. I start the run on the hour, finish by give or take 10 past, and I've got 50 minutes. It's good for things like, you know, eating, drinking, going to the toilet, having time for that. But by the time the next hour comes around, and I know, especially as the night progresses, I'm just not going to feel like it. Six done. That's good. It's a big idea to get some electrolytes in. I've got to say, that 50-minute period in between each run is starting to get faster. About 5 laps ago, I realized I needed to pee when I started running. Every time I stop running, I don't feel like I need to pee anymore. I can feel it now though. So when I'm done, I'm gonna pee. Cold one now. Cold, cold, cold. It's getting quieter. As it gets later, less and less cars on the road. It's almost slightly eerie. Well, it's mile 9 done. I gotta start thinking about some dinner. Oh yes, look at that. Goodness. So it's half an hour to my next run. Hopefully I can control myself and not eat all of this, because that next run is going to be hard. That is very good though. Didn't really take me much more than 5 minutes. Smashed it all down. Oh, I feel good though. That feels good. We'll see how I go on that run on the next one in about 25 minutes. Oh, the pizza does not feel good. Not anymore. It went down so good. It tasted amazing. But where it's sitting right now, oh. Oh, not good. Just about to go do mile 11, and I think after this I want to try to sleep a little bit. I'm not looking forward to sleeping for a little bit at a time. I kind of wish I could just pause this for a bit, pause it for the night, start it back up tomorrow morning. Yeah, because I'm getting really tired, and I sort of low-key can't wait for it to be over. And you know, it's hard to stay positive. This was the turning point for me. Because I had been sick earlier on in the week and I was still feeling parts of it, my body was screaming at me, telling me that it was time to stop whatever it is that I am doing. So as sad as I am to say it, I actually called it quits. Well, not after mile 11. I did 2.1 more miles to get it to halfway. So I at least could say that I ran a half marathon 1 mile at a time. For the final mile, I was happy because my wife showed up to help me finish the last lap.
I can't believe 12 hours ago I started running.
Yeah. It's the longest half marathon. It can be your title for your video.
I think at this rate it's probably averaging my fastest half marathon technically, but also my longest.
The longest. Say like, oh yeah, you can say like, this is my fastest and my longest half marathon ever.
Yeah.
At this point, having my wife with me made a lot of the pain and exhaustion I was feeling go away a little bit. It was almost as if I could have kept going and finished the full marathon, but I needed to stop.
That's 13.1.
Alright.
Done.
Marathon. Yeah.
12 hours of running, and it made it nicer, I guess, knowing that the end was sooner. It's a little bit disappointing not having it in me to finish off the full thing, but we'll start off there and I'll learn from my mistakes and try again another time, I guess. That's good. Half marathon's an accomplishment, especially this type of manner, I think. This type of running.
The differences between running a half marathon all at once and then running a half marathon in this mile at a time. Immediately after I finished the half marathon, I noticed that my legs were not that sore like they would be if I did it all at once. Breaking it up like that, I've got the time to recover. I'd use the massage gun and I'd keep them warm. I'd do stretches. I'd do things like that. And so, because last time I ran a half marathon, the next couple of days I really felt it in my legs. The lactic acid and things, I felt that. But this time I haven't felt that at all. So having that break in between really helps with not having his achy legs. Will I be attempting it again, and what will I do differently? Yes, I will be attempting it again. I remember sitting there before that 11th mile and thinking, I gotta call it quits. I'll try to make it through to the half marathon and then I'm done. And I don't want to do it again. I remember thinking that because I really didn't. At that point in time, I just felt so horrible. But that's how it always is with running, I think, because every time I run a half, during it, I'm like, this is so horrible, so exhausting, never again am I gonna do this, I'm not gonna do this again. And then I cross finish line, and I'm already looking to sign up for the next one. So I guess it's the same sort of thing with that. But what I'll do differently, the main thing is, because I was sick earlier on in the week, I got sick on Tuesday and I started the challenge on Sunday, just had a cold. But I was still really feeling the sickness kind of Sunday morning, and then I started at 1 p.m. on Sunday, and I probably shouldn't have, but so the thing I'll do differently is not be sick. And because I was sick, I didn't get good sleep at most of the nights throughout that week either, and so I'll spend the week getting real good sleep, not being sick, and then I can start it on a lot better note. Yeah, I guess that's the main thing I'll do differently. Just really focus on, or just making sure I'm healthy before I start it, and healthy for a while before I start it. My combined total time, however, at the start of it, I was like, I want to get this marathon done in combined total for each of the miles in under 4 hours. Now, of course, I didn't finish it, so I guess the next goal for the half marathon would be in under 2 hours. So I calculated it all, and I think it was just under 114 minutes, which is, 1 hour, 54 minutes, sub 2 hours. So I was stoked to see that, even though in the last few I did slow down quite a bit. I did go quite fast for the first few, and so I had a bit of time in the bank for me there. So technically, I've run a half marathon in sub 2 hours, but not all at once, so it doesn't actually count. But yeah, that was the challenge. Subscribe, look forward to seeing me attempt this again. I'm hoping within the next few months I might find a block of time to try it again, which would be cool. So keep an eye out for that, and see if I can do it, see if I can get that sub 4 hour marathon. And then one day I'll run an actual marathon, just all in one block. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like this sort of content, want to see more, and keep running strong.